Alrighty. Well, by my watch, we have 5:30, so I'm going to go ahead and get us started. First of all, thank you everyone for joining us and joining us virtually. That was not necessarily our plan for this event, but we've pivoted and come together on Zoom for us this evening. I am Trish Stiles. I'm the town administrator. The first half of our evening will surround our master transportation plan, which we are getting started on this process. And then we're going to have some contractor and development updates from our community development manager, Ms. Aragon. But first, I would love to introduce our consultant team from Bohannon and Houston. They are both here this evening. So first, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Derek Webb, who is our project lead. Derek, actually, we have had Derek in town and done some work before. Derek is formerly of Dr. Cog and has done some work with Bennett on the Boomer Bond Program initiative we did a couple of years ago. And then our other consultant here is Denise Ayton. Denise has also had some prior experience with Bennett. We've known her for a little while. She's done some planning consultant work, but we're really excited to have them here and on our team. This is the first public meeting of this probably about a 9 to 11 month process that we'll be finishing up throughout the rest of 22. But we're here today to get a lot of feedback. We have a small presentation that Mr. Webb is going to share with us today, but really what we would like to get from everyone is a lot of information, get your input, help us identify areas in our transportation network here in Bennett that we need to have the consultant team take a look at and really dive into this plan as we move forward for the remainder of 22. With that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Webb. Just a couple of small notes as we move forward. Again, if you can sign in the chat box, that would be great for us. With an email, we can keep you updated as this process moves forward. And then while we're doing our presentations, if you want to keep your microphone on mute, that'll be helpful. And then I think we'll have some interactive portions of this program as well. So with that, Derek, I'm going to turn it over to you.
I don't know what my computer was just doing, but I'll try to reshare my screen. Let's see. All right, can you guys see what I've got going on here? Yep, okay, thank you. All right, well, thanks for the introduction, Trish. Real happy to be here with you guys today. I'm super excited to talk with some of the residents and folks that have joined us today. Thank you so much for joining. We also, I will note, also have Curtis Sanders on the line with us. He's in the background taking some notes for us and jumping in case there's any connectivity issues. But since we have limited time, I'll jump right in and just kick off the presentations. Super short presentation, about 10 minutes, just walking you through some background on what a master transportation plan is, if you're unfamiliar, kind of what we've been up to and that type of thing. And then we'll get into some interactive polling and then jump into, we have an interactive map where we can actually take feedback on the fly. We can, take your questions, we can notate things, that type of stuff. So Denise will actually jump in when we switch over to the interactive polling and help walk us through that part, but I'll just jump in. So real quick, the project team. Here again, I'm Derek Webb, I'm the project manager for the master transportation plan. And of course with us is Denise and Curtis. We also have a couple other planners and an engineering lead on our team to help us work through, all the transportation planning aspects of this plan. We also brought in Banesh, who is our railroad coordination sub-consultant, who will help us, anytime we need to work through those types of interconnections with the railroad. And then, of course, we are working very closely with Town of Bennett staff. Just a short listing here, but all along the way, we have regular check-ins and everything is communicated and worked through very clearly as we move forward. Quick agenda, like I mentioned, we're just going to go through a quick project orientation, kind of walk through what the planning process entails, some project progress, what we've been up to, then jump into the interactive activities. And then I have a quick slide on how to stay involved. So some links to the project website and some other information. So project orientation, what is a master transportation plan? Well, it's the most straightforward definition is that it establishes a long-range vision for the town of Bennett's transportation system for the next 20 plus years. So what we're looking to do is take a snapshot of where we're at currently and think about growth potential, what you guys are seeing in terms of single family housing development and all that type of stuff, and what kind of effect that has on the transportation network, and to work through different ideas on how to make it work better and ultimately create a system that works well for everybody that needs to move through it. I'll note that this project is identified as a catalyst action in the 2021 Bennett Comprehensive Plan, and so we're acting on that direction. And just a quick note on the left-hand side, some of the areas of analysis and recommendations that'll come through as we move through the planning process. I won't go into them, specifically unless there's some questions toward the end, but did just want to kind of highlight an overall view of what we're working through. So the planning process is pretty straightforward. This graphic tries to outline exactly the different steps that we're working through to develop the master transportation plan. We're currently in this area of existing conditions on the left-hand side of your screen, but we're slowly moving into the analysis and recommendations piece. So we're currently, we've worked through, some stakeholder coordination, and we've been doing some existing conditions analysis around, what's currently on the ground, what is contained in all of the different local plans, and also looking into regional plans and that type of stuff. So we're at the public meeting. So again, on the left-hand side, this is our first public meeting. And as the image notes, as we get closer to the actual draft and development of the master transportation plan, we hope to come back and again, get your feedback, present what we've come up with, and all of the information really before we head to the town board for their feedback and potential adoption. So the project timeline is really, as Trish mentioned, over the next several months as we head in toward the end of 2022. We are working through all of the kind of bullet points that you see down toward the bottom in each of these. We've broken it down into seasons just to give it kind of a window for each of these specific exercises. But we are moving along and getting to some further analysis and starting to get closer to the recommendations piece that we can start to further vet with stakeholders, public, and town staff. So project progress. So as I mentioned, we did do an initial stakeholder meeting in November. We, working with CDOT, DRCOG, Adams County, and Arapahoe County, trying to get a snapshot of things that are going on throughout the region, and how our work potentially touches on the work of these organizations within the region. We have also completed a kind of plan connection review at the local level. So looking through the Town of Bennett Comprehensive Plan, looking at the Regional Trail Plan, Parks, Trails, and Open Space Master Plan, all of this stuff feeds into and has potential touch points into the work that we're working through for the town. So, and then we're also looking at the region level. So thinking through how this work connects specifically to the Adams County plan that's currently underway, and the Arapahoe County Transportation Master Plan at the, both at the county levels, but how their work also feeds into and what we need to anticipate as we think through the transportation system for Bennett. And then, thinking even more regionally, looking at all of the different inputs and plans and associated, strategies and recommendations that are out there coming from DRCOG. In terms of the regional transportation plan, thinking through the types of transportation projects that the town might think to move forward with, all the way up to, regional complete streets toolkit, regional vision zero, all that sorts of stuff. And then we're also underway on our current analysis. So this is just a couple examples, the bullet points here of things that we're currently working through, and then the images you see below are just illustrative, but they do highlight some of the things that we're looking at in terms of, roadway functional classification, and then also what we have on the books in terms of population and employment projections by different types of a traffic analysis zone for the area. All of this work is kind of on a feedback loop between us and the town staff to make sure we're on the right track and we've got everything correct as we start to think through potential improvements to the roadway network. And then interactive activities. So we're going to jump in. I think Denise is going to take over. I can stop sharing and she can share her the Mentimeter. It does provide a link and a QR code. So you can either, let's see if, yep. So you can either go to menti.com on the computer you're looking at us on right now and enter that code, or you can use your phone if you want to keep them separate and just scan the QR code. It'll also bring it up in a mobile format. And then we've got, I think, 4 questions, is it? 3 or 4 questions, super quick to get some feedback on a couple items.
Give you a minute there to get caught up. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm Denise and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. And this is the fun part. And in case the code is still up top here, in case you didn't quite grab it, let us know. And go ahead, Derek, you can go through this a little bit before we get to the questions.
Sure. So as I mentioned, we have been looking back toward, all the local plans that are out there, but, specifically within the 2021 comprehensive plan update, there are 3 specific pieces of the transportation element. There's this achievable goal, which is to provide a safe, efficient, and connected multimodal transportation network. And then ultimately within that, you've got the key strategy and the catalyst action. I've already mentioned the catalyst action is, the completion of a master transportation plan for the town of Bennett. And ultimately that this plan will be incorporated into the town's GIS system and available online. But what we really want to focus on right now is this achievable goal. It includes several elements that specifically relate to the transportation network, and they are interconnected to an extent, but we kind of want to gauge your priority level on these. So Denise wants to go to the next one.
Yes, as you said, so expanding on these achievable goal elements, how would you rank each in terms of priority to you? So safety, efficiency, connectivity, multimodal, and the answers will pop up here for you as you're able to give those responses. I know it's hard to choose because they're all important. So it doesn't mean that they're not going to be considered. It just helps us understand where your priorities lie. Well, we have a clear winner with safety. Efficiency and connectivity are jumping around. And again, it is all sort of interconnected. So it's not like, you come up with, isolated solutions, but it is helpful for us to understand your priorities. I think we have almost everyone because our team is not going to actually participate. So thank you for that. We do have a couple more questions here. The next one, what are your biggest frustrations with the current transportation network in Bennett? And this one, you get to put in a couple of words. Just give us your thoughts. It'll pop up as a word cloud so we can see what some of your challenges and frustrations are. And we do have, just to let people know, we do have opportunities on the project website with a longer questionnaire and some ways via email, etc., and also on the interactive map that Derek's going to provide to give more specific details about those frustrations. This just helps us get a snapshot of what some of the challenges are. Don't worry about being too eloquent with your words. Really doesn't matter. Just throw your ideas out there. And you can also grab someone else's. If you see a word up there that you're like, that's exactly my challenge, it's fine to use the same word. It just makes that bigger and more prominent. We must have a couple people frustrated with CDOT because it's looking bigger. Excellent. Excellent. Got some solid responses there. Thank you. Now we have one more question. It's another word cloud, but this time we want to see what improvements would you like to see for the future in the transportation network in Bennett? What do you want to see going forward? Not sure if why the voting is closed. Hopefully it'll work. Try it out.
If you hover over to the left, Denise, it should let you click on open voting. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sorry, I must have accidentally shut you down.
I would just add, you can add multiple things. So if you've already voted once, you should be able to add a couple more if you have more improvements you'd like to see.
Exactly.
These are great.
Well, thank you all for who came and are willing to participate, because this isn't really that much fun if you only get one person responding. So we really do appreciate you jumping in here. Some more thoughts? That was not a closing. We're still waiting for more if you have them. Well, excellent. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and close that for now. And Derek, you can go ahead and take it back and go to the next. Oh, wait, we have some more people. Traffic light has definitely expanded. And if we were to add the stoplights and stoplight at King Super and the traffic light at Marketplace, we could really make that prominent in the middle, I'm sure. So, all right, thank you.
All right, great. I'm going to switch over to the interactive map, if I can find it. It's here. There we go. Can everybody see the map? All right, so I already heard, obviously the stoplight is something. So this is the interactive map. This is open to anybody. We're just pulling it up now because it just seems like a really easy way to capture some of your feedback and thoughts in this session. So I will show you guys the link after we get through this section. I've got a whole list of things on how to keep involved. So you can go there outside of this meeting if other things come to mind, but I'm happy to let folks just jump in and start throwing their ideas out. I do know that there was a request for a stoplight over here at Marketplace. So, it's, all you have to do is up at the top, you see it says drag to comment. So you can we don't have one for stoplight specifically, but I did see one for stoplight at Marketplace. So I'm assuming it's there. I can just add this and say, stoplight. It does require an email, so I'll do mine. and then add the comment, and it pops up and it gives us the comment. So we can do that. I did also note there was a comment about congestion at ramps, which I'm assuming is maybe the on and off heading in each direction. So I'll just add those, but honestly, feel free to unmute yourself and jump in, or you can chat and we'll drop it in if you like. But really open for any and all feedback, any comments. You can also ask a question right now if you've got a question. This is kind of the open session.
And there is a raise hand function as well. So if you find that, that's great. If you want to put it in the chat, I can read those out as well, Derek.
Okay.
And then I think Allison was also going to post the link directly to this website. So if you want to go ahead and get in there and post them there as well, this is a great opportunity for us to find out and pinpoint where some of those issues might be.
Yep.
Yeah, we just put in the. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just said we put that link in the chat box for if you would like to do it yourself. But now's the time if the team's here to help out and listen to those comments and things and put those in for you now.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the concerns I have, I live in what I call Old Bennett. I don't know what you guys call it, by the Green Tower. Highway 79 near Happy Burrito. Is there, the truckers that come down through there, you got the high school there, you got the elementary school there, and going into Palmer Avenue, the truckers there just like fly by. Is there any way we can reroute them out of that area?
Yeah, so we'll note that speed issue. Maybe go a little further to the east there, Derek. There you go. Probably about right there is good.
Okay.
And then my second concern would be there at Highway 79 and Palmer Avenue. That's that tricky little triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Better marking there. There's really no, besides being courteous, and all of us here at Bennett are slow and courteous, but it gets a little tricky there at times, especially after school.
Okay, thank you. We'll note that one too.
Thank you, guys.
Derek, you got it right there. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you for your comments. And I do see in the chat, Taylor is also agreeing, I think, with both of those points as well. So we've noted that comment too. Anyone else? Mayor Pindell, I see you on there as well. Do you have anything you'd like us to add in?
Well, sorry I was running late, but
Okay.
on the interactive map, I'm putting a few things.
Okay.
Most of the concerns are probably going to be voiced by everybody. We all drive through here all the time, so I'm hoping that everyone gets their comments noted on this. The speeds coming in on Highway 79 are from the north. There are speed limit signs. There just doesn't seem to be a lot of compliance. So the trucks we need to deal with the trucks a little better at all of the crossings and places they have to go. So anyhow, thank you for doing this. Well, any more? Does the interactive map update as it goes, or? Okay. All right.
It should.
It does, because I just refreshed on my end. So if those of you who are inputting on your own, we can see those updates and appreciate them.
I'll refresh and see what happens.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Derek, I did get one in the chat for the I-70 overpass improvements. So that'd probably be at 304, I'm thinking, from Mr. Gajewski. I think both the either some improvements or a complete replacement would be, I think, in his notes.
All right.
And responding to your note, Larry, actually today, the Transportation Commission was supposed to hear our request for our hopeful $2 million that we're seeking in order to do some design work on that bridge. So I have not heard from CDOT whether or not that was approved, but it sounded like we were pretty hopeful it would be, but we'll be hopefully finding out about that here very soon. The next one I have in the chat is connection of 79 and Colfax. Wider area for truckers kind of coming through.
So this area right here. Right here.
79, yeah,
And
in there.
Colfax. Okay.
Perfect.
Just put. You said wider.
Yeah, wider area to get more to get the truckers going through there.
Another thing to note is if somebody else made a comment that you like, you can just click on it and you can like it. Maybe Derek, you can pull one open.
Sure.
That way. See, then you don't have to type it again. If you agree with them, you can just like it, or if you disagree with them, you can dislike it. So.
And I'll just add this, the interactive site will be up the entire length of the project. So, you know, if something comes to mind 2 weeks from now, feel free to jump in and add your comments. We'll continue to monitor and make sure that we've got everybody's comments noted. So.
Well, I did email the board, just so you know, Mayor, you can share the link with residents as well. And then we'll make sure, Alice and I will make sure that we post the link as well, so that people can feel free to get in there and add their additional items.
It is on the Town of Bennett website currently. You can find it under the Happening Now section of the Town of Bennett website if anyone is interested in sharing that link to the Master Transportation Plan project website, or this interactive map, as well as the questionnaire is on there.
There we go.
Well, Derek, I don't see any other comments in the box, but if you have any, feel free to put those in the chat box. If not, again, we'll leave this up. This is a great way to make sure we can hear your feedback. At this point, I guess I'd feel great if there's any other comments or concerns. We'd be happy to open that up as well. Oh, I've got a comment in here about bike trails. Timothy, is there something specific on bike trails that you want to make sure we note your feedback?
It's easier for me to use the speaker. I'm technically young.
Don't worry.
I like to bike. And so been out here for a few years, love our town. Connecting the whole town via bike trail. Is there any plans for that?
You know, I think from a north-south connection perspective, that's definitely on our radar. We have identified that if we do get some bridge improvements there at 304, a bike lane would definitely be included. And then we've also identified connection through the underpass there. Sort of, it's kind of hard to tell. It's in the white space right now, but we are looking at that connection And again, I think additional bike trails will probably be really important. They are identified in our capital asset and inventory master plan. So we'll make sure though that we know additional bike trails would be something that you're looking for us to engage on. That's great feedback.
Well, one of the reasons I say that is younger families are coming out here, and Colorado is an active group of people, and we're growing. And please keep that in mind that we are outdoor kind of people.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you.
I know it was terrible weather today. Otherwise, I would have liked to have been out and about too. The next one I have is stop sign by First and Truman. So that's going to be on the north. Go a little bit north, the northwest corner there. Yeah, and Truman should be that. There you go, that very last street.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay. I don't have one for a stop sign, so I'll do another comment.
Okay. Well, Derek, I don't see any other comments in the chat function.
Okay. Looks like, you know, we do keep seeing these pins pop up, so it does look like people are in there, so that's great. Well, I can pop out and show my screen, my presentation screen that shows the links to all this, and we can go from there. That works.
That sounds good. I did get one more in the chat, looking at possible speed bumps through Old Bennett to slow down young drivers and be safer for younger kids from the high school.
I will add that.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And if anyone else has any questions or wants more information, again, that the link to this interactive map is on the Town of Bennett website underneath the Happening Now section. And I see Derek brought that up too. But it's under our Happening Now Master Transportation Plan section, and we will be sharing that on social media as well. So if you want to share that with your friends and neighbors to be able to get their feedback, we'd really appreciate that.